The sun shone brightly on the scenic bridge that spanned a sparkling river, its water glinting like a sea of diamonds. Families flocked to the picturesque spot, eager to enjoy the day together. Laughter echoed as children ran across the wooden planks, their joy infectious, while parents snapped photos, capturing smiles and moments beneath the gentle sway of tree branches overhead. The bridge, framed by vibrant wildflowers and lush green hills, seemed to beckon everyone to pause and savor the beauty of nature. A diverse group gathered at this beloved local spot, parents with young children, a couple celebrating an anniversary, and friends relishing a weekend getaway. The air was filled with warmth and camaraderie as picnics unfolded on the grass nearby. The scent of grilled food wafted through the air, mingling with the sound of distant birdsong. It was a perfect day for connection and discovery. As laughter and conversation wove together in harmony, little did they know that this idyllic scene would soon shift into chaos. The bridge creaked ominously underfoot, an unanticipated harbinger of disaster. Distracted by their joyous interactions, families remained blissfully unaware of the trouble brewing underneath them. In that moment of chaos, a jarring crack reverberated through the air, a section of the bridge buckled and fell away. Gasps filled the space as terrified screams erupted from those who realized what was happening. It was a scene turned upside down, joy transformed into panic as families clung desperately to each other, unsure of what would come next. Amidst this turmoil arrived an unexpected hero, ready to confront fate head-on, and it would change everything in an instant. Without warning, a loud rumble echoed through the air as the bridge shuddered violently beneath the family's feet. The laughter and joy that had filled the space moments before gave way to a cacophony of gasps and horrified screams. Parents instinctively gathered their children close, while friends exchanged panicked glances, eyes wide with disbelief. What was once a serene outing had suddenly devolved into chaos. The wooden boards creaked ominously, sounding like a warning bell as the bridge began to tilt. People stumbled, some losing their balance, and the structure seemed to groan under the weight of its occupants. Cracks spiderwebbed through the wooden planks, splinters flying as sections of the bridge buckled and fell away into the river below. The golden sunlight, which had bathed the scene in warmth, now felt harsh and jarring against the growing storm of fear spread across faces. Children cried out, their innocent terror igniting a primal instinct in the adults. "Hold on, stay together," they shouted, their voices barely cutting through the growing chaos. In that heart-stopping moment, time slowed as individuals wrestled with panic while trying to keep their loved ones safe. Desperation clawed at everyone. Those near the edge scrambled for solid ground while others reached out to help those who were slipping toward the yawning chasm. The bridge trembled like a living creature in agony, every splinter and crack amplifying the urgency of escape. Amidst this bedlam, it became clear that survival depended on quick thinking and courage, but hope flickered as rescue seemed distant. In that moment of crisis, an unexpected figure emerged, fueled by determination and strength, ready to confront the unthinkable. Amidst the chaos, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson stood at a distance, his imposing figure a stark contrast to the frantic scene unfolding on the bridge. He had been enjoying a leisurely walk along the riverside when he heard the initial rumble, his instincts immediately sharpening as he sprinted towards the disturbance. The sight that met him was horrifying, families clinging desperately to one another while sections of the bridge fell away like dominoes. Even in the midst of panic, The Rock's demeanor was calm yet commanding, his broad shoulders squared as he assessed the situation. Determined faces, helpless cries, and the unmistakable sound of wood splintering under stress. The air was thick with fear, but he felt an unwavering resolve build within him. This was no ordinary day, lives hung in the balance, and he knew he had to act. With a quick glance around, he focused on a family near the edge, their terrified expressions igniting a fire within him. The Rock, known for his strength and charisma, had always been a man of action, and today would be no different. He charged toward the trembling structure, agile and purposeful, his heart pounding not just from exertion but from an intense drive to help those in need. As he approached the bridge, he shouted words of encouragement to those trapped, his voice cutting through the cacophony. "Stay strong. I'm coming." It was a promise that reverberated through the chaos, reminding everyone that hope could still emerge from despair. With every step he took closer to danger, it was evident that this larger-than-life hero was ready to risk everything to save those caught in the grip of calamity. As The Rock charged toward the crumbling bridge, his mind raced through a quick evaluation of the scene. His keen eyes scanned the chaos. Families were scattered, some huddled together while others scrambled to maintain Their footing on the shifting structure that he noticed several large sections of the bridge had already collapsed, creating jagged edges that posed additional dangers to those trapped. Focusing intently, he spotted a family, 2 parents and their young daughter, struggling to cling to a remaining section of the railing as debris threatened to bury them. They were pale with fear, their eyes wide with terror, and the Rock's heart raced as he processed their precarious situation. Time was of the essence, and every second felt like an eternity. That he quickly assessed possible routes to reach them, noting which paths were still stable enough to traverse. The air was thick with dust and debris, complicating visibility and making it difficult for anyone to breathe. Despite this, he felt a primal determination surge within him. He could not let fear dictate his actions. Instead of hesitating or overthinking, he trusted his instincts and focused solely on saving lives. With each step toward the family, he mentally prepared himself for what lay ahead. That he called out reassuringly, "I'm almost there, just hold on." His powerful voice cut through the panic, offering a momentary sense of relief amidst the escalating crisis. Closing the distance between them, he braced himself for what would come next, an act of strength that would require all of his focus and unwavering resolve to lift them from danger. As the Rock closed in on the family, the bridge groaned ominously beneath his feet, sending chunks of wood cascading into the river below. He felt the ground tremble but pressed forward, his heart pounding with adrenaline and purpose. Navigating through the debris, he leaped over fallen beams and sidestepped gaps where the structure had crumbled away. Each movement was a testament to his physical prowess. He was a force of nature determined to save lives. When he finally reached the edge of the section where the family clung desperately, he saw their fear etched on their faces. Without hesitation, the Rock spotted a large beam that had fallen across their path, blocking any escape. With sheer willpower, he crouched down and gripped the heavy obstacle with both hands, feeling the strain in his muscles as he summoned all his strength. The sound of cracking wood filled the air as he lifted it, sweat glistening on his brow, highlighting the effort it took to move such an unwieldy object. With remarkable agility, he shoved the beam aside and turned back to face the family. "I've got you, just hold tight," he urged them, extending his hand to help pull them up from their precarious position. As they grasped his arm, he felt their fear transforming into hope. One by one, he lifted each family member with ease, moving swiftly but carefully to ensure they were safe. The Rock's powerful presence brought not only strength but also reassurance as he guided them away from danger. As they made their way back towards safety, debris continued to fall around them, but nothing could deter the Rock's resolve. He was there to protect them against all odds. As the Rock helped the family to their feet, he could feel a palpable connection growing between them, an unspoken bond forged in the crucible of fear. Their eyes met, hollow with panic yet glimmering with newfound hope, as they recognized their unlikely savior standing strong before them. The young girl clung tightly to her father's arm, her small frame trembling in shock, while her mother's tears glistened under the harsh sunlight, mixing fear and gratitude. "Stay close to me. I won't let anything happen to you," the Rock assured them, his voice steady and filled with warmth. The family nodded, bolstered by his unwavering confidence. They felt an instinctive trust in this extraordinary man who had risked everything for their safety. Each step he took back towards solid ground became a lifeline, anchoring them amidst the turmoil surrounding them. As debris continued to fall around them, the family's fear morphed into a fierce determination not to falter, inspired by the Rock's monumental presence. He could see their faces slowly transform from desperation to resolve as they followed his lead. "You're doing great, just keep moving," he called back, encouraging them with every ounce of energy he had left. In that harrowing moment, time seemed to stretch. Every heartbeat echoed the desperate drive for survival. With each passing second, the bond between the Rock and the family deepened, a shared experience that transcended words. They were no longer strangers caught in a nightmare but a unified force against danger, moving as one towards safety. It was a testament to human resilience in the face of calamity and the undeniable power of hope that fueled their escape. Just as the Rock and the family made their way towards safety, a deafening roar filled the air, an unmistakable sound of blades slicing through the wind. A rescue helicopter swooped in low, casting a shadow over the chaotic scene below. The sleek aircraft hovered above, its bright yellow and red colors contrasting sharply against the deep blue sky and the darkening bridge. As it approached, the tension in the air thickened. This was a crucial moment for everyone involved. The crew inside the helicopter quickly scanned the area, their eyes landing on the Rock and the family. Over the din of the blades, a voice crackled through the radio headset he wore. This is Rescue Team Bravo, do you copy? What's your status? The Rock, heart racing but focused, responded firmly, we have 3 civilians here, 2 adults and a child, who need immediate extraction, the bridge is unstable, and debris is still falling. He pointed to the edge of the bridge where they had been trapped, ensuring the crew understood the urgency of the situation. Roger that, we're deploying a harness system, get them to a safe spot, the pilot replied, their voice steady despite the chaos surrounding them. The Rock nodded, his adrenaline surging as he turned back to the family, listen carefully, the helicopter is here to help us, that we need to move toward that clearing. With renewed determination, he guided them further away from danger while maintaining contact with the helicopter crew. How long until we're ready? He asked urgently. Just a minute, hang tight, came the response, amplifying his resolve. Knowing rescue was imminent, the Rock pushed forward, encouraging the family to keep moving as the helicopter prepared for their critical rescue. As the Rock and the family reached a relatively stable section of the bridge, the helicopter hovered just above, its blades creating a furious wind that whipped through their hair. The crew, now in sync with the Rock's commands, began lowering a harness system into position. The moment was charged with urgency, every second mattered as debris continued to rain down around them. Dwayne quickly positioned himself at the edge, ready to secure the harnesses for the family. He shouted instructions over the roar of the helicopter, directing each person to step into the harness as it descended. You're going to be okay. Just get in, one at a time, he assured them, his voice cutting through the chaos. Using his immense strength, he grabbed the straps, anchoring them firmly while ensuring they wouldn't slip or come loose during extraction. Hold on tight, he urged as he double-checked the fastenings, his focus unwavering. Working in tandem with the helicopter crew, he managed the lines and communicated their needs clearly. We need to pull them up slowly. Keep it steady. The pilot responded promptly, coordinating the ascent. On my mark, we'll lift. Everyone ready? The Rock nodded, locking eyes with the family as they huddled close, their faces a mix of fear and hope. Now, the pilot commanded, and within moments, all 4 of them were being lifted off the bridge while the Rock remained below, ready to assist if necessary. He watched intently as they rose higher into the air, feeling a surge of pride at their teamwork and determination. As they reached safety beneath the helicopter's watchful eye, Dwayne let out a triumphant roar, knowing they had triumphed over the turmoil together, united in their fight for survival. As the helicopter's blades whirred loudly above, the Rock watched with bated breath as the family members were slowly lifted into the air, one by one. The first to rise was the young girl, her small frame enveloped in the harness, eyes wide with fear and awe. A moment later, she reached out for her father's hand, her face transforming from terror to relief as she felt the safety of being lifted away from danger. Next, her father followed suit, his expression shifting from anxiety to gratitude as he glanced down at the Rock. Thank you, we owe you everything, he shouted through the rushing wind, his voice laced with emotion. The Rock nodded, a fierce sense of pride swelling within him as he acknowledged their connection, a bond forged in the heat of crisis. The mother was the last to ascend. As she was hoisted skyward, tears streamed down her cheeks, mixing fear and thankfulness, her heart finally releasing the tension that had gripped it. She caught the Rock's gaze and mouthed a heartfelt, thank you, emotion spilling over in that simple gesture. In that fleeting moment, words were unnecessary, gratitude hung thick in the air between them. As each family member reached safety beneath the helicopter's watchful eye, relief washed over the Rock like a wave. He raised his fists in triumph, feeling a rush of adrenaline and joy as he celebrated their survival together. The crowd below erupted in applause, and the overwhelming sound seemed to fuse with the roar of the helicopter. United by this extraordinary event, the Rock knew they had triumphed not just over danger but also in their shared humanity, their lives forever intertwined through this harrowing experience. In the aftermath of the bridge collapse, the world watched in awe as news outlets flooded with coverage of the dramatic rescue. Headlines hailed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as a hero, showcasing not only his bravery but also the extraordinary bond he formed with the family he saved. Clips of the family's emotional reunion circulated widely, their expressions of gratitude striking a chord in viewers everywhere. Public reaction was overwhelmingly positive, with social media buzzing about The Rock's quick thinking and selflessness during such a perilous situation. Amidst the accolades, The Rock took time to reflect on the day's events. He understood that while his actions had drawn attention, true heroism lay in community and collective effort. It wasn't just about his strength, it was about everyone who had rallied together, emergency responders, bystanders who helped clear debris, and those who supported each other in fear and uncertainty. That he shared this sentiment in interviews, emphasizing that anyone could be a hero by helping others when it matters most. In quiet moments following the chaos, he pondered how fragile life could be and how important it was to cherish every moment with loved ones. The experience deepened his appreciation for community bonds and encouraged him to use his platform for greater good. He vowed to advocate for safety measures on public structures, hoping to prevent future disasters like this one. With each passing day, as news of his heroic act spread, The Rock felt an even stronger calling to inspire others, reminding them that courage is not just about physical strength but also about compassion and readiness to lend a helping hand when life hangs in the balance. As the dust settled on that harrowing day, the story of The Rock's extraordinary bravery became a beacon of hope and inspiration for many. His actions showcased that true courage is not just about physical strength, but also the willingness to step up in the face of adversity, to confront fear head-on, and to prioritize the safety of others. In a world where chaos can erupt unexpectedly, it's essential to remember the profound impact one individual can have. A single act of heroism can ripple through a community, igniting solidarity and compassion among others. The resilience displayed by The Rock and the family he saved serves as a powerful reminder that in times of crisis, human connection becomes even more vital. It is these bonds that help us navigate through fear and uncertainty, reminding us that we are never alone. Each person has the potential to be a hero, whether by lending a hand in times of trouble or offering words of encouragement when someone is at their lowest. This event has sparked conversations about safety measures in public spaces and highlighted the importance of preparedness for emergencies. More than ever, individuals are inspired to step forward, not just in moments of disaster but in everyday life, showing kindness and support where it's needed most. Let The Rock's courage encourage everyone to embrace their inner hero, reminding all that when we stand together in unity and act with compassion, we can face any challenge thrown our way. Through such acts, we build resilient communities where hope thrives and lives are forever changed for the better.